Radiation, invisible, powerful, and deadly. Some people encountered it by accident, others through science, or even murder. In this video, you'll discover 10 shocking real-life cases where humans carried radiation in their bodies, even at the time of their death. Our first case is perhaps the most infamous assassination using radiation, Alexander Litvinenko. A former Russian spy, poisoned in London with polonium-210 in 2006. He died painfully within weeks. His body, even his urine, was filled with deadly radiation. This was the first confirmed case of nuclear poisoning in modern espionage. Marie Curie, the mother of radioactivity. She discovered radium and polonium, but paid the ultimate price. Without protection, she handled radioactive materials for years. When she died in 1934, her bones, and even her personal notebooks, were dangerously radioactive. Her work changed science, but it cost her life. In the 1920s, Eben Byers, a wealthy American, believed in a radioactive energy drink called radioactive. He drank hundreds of bottles until his jaw literally fell apart. When he died in 1932, his body was full of radium. It was one of the earliest signs that radiation wasn't a miracle cure, it was death in disguise. Known as the Atomic Man, Harold McCluskey survived the highest internal radiation exposure ever recorded. In 1976, an explosion at the Hanford nuclear site showered him with americium-241. He lived another 11 years, but his body remained dangerously radioactive. Hisashi Ouchi faced one of the worst radiation accidents ever. In Japan's Tokamura nuclear plant, a critical mistake exposed him to extreme neutron radiation. His DNA was shredded. Doctors kept him alive for 83 days, but his body was falling apart from the inside. He literally melted from radiation. A scientist on the Manhattan Project, Louis Slotin, died in 1946 after accidentally triggering a nuclear reaction. He received a fatal dose of radiation while working with plutonium. Just 9 days later, his body gave up. He died a hero, but glowing with radiation from the Demon Core. Karen Silkwood was a whistleblower at a plutonium plant in the U.S. She mysteriously ended up contaminated with radioactive material, plutonium found on her skin, her home, and her organs. She died in a suspicious car crash while heading to reveal company secrets. Conspiracy or accident? Her body was radioactive either way. Albert Stevens was unknowingly part of a U.S. radiation experiment. Injected with plutonium in 1945, he lived 20 more years, one of the longest survivors of internal radiation exposure. His body was a living nuclear experiment until the day he died. In 1957, the Soviet Union's Mayak facility suffered a nuclear disaster, now known as the KYSHTYM disaster. Many workers and nearby civilians were contaminated with cesium and strontium. Victims were buried in lead coffins, and entire villages were evacuated due to radioactive remains. In 1987, a scrap metal collector in Brazil found a glowing blue capsule, cesium-137, from an old radiotherapy machine. Curious neighbors and children played with it. 4 people died, and hundreds were exposed. Their bodies were so contaminated they had to be buried in sealed lead-lined tombs. These stories remind us, radiation is powerful, but also deadly. Some sought knowledge, others profit, and some were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Their stories, and their glowing remains, still haunt us today. If you found this video interesting, like, share, and subscribe for more real-life stories that shock, inspire, and educate.